Madam Chairman, why do we have to submit it? This is about transparency. This is about the budget of the House. May question na nga kung bakit MOOE natin by by certification. So bakit hindi natin ipakita kung paano ginastos? Yan lang naman ang tanong eh. Kung yun ang sagot niyo, kasi last year, ganon, yung House hindi dumaan sa pre-plenary, tapos sinagot lahat ng tanong sa plenary. Eh bakit lahat ng departamento pinadadaan natin tapos tayo hindi? Anong pagkakaiba? Kung talagang gusto natin ng transparency, bakit hindi natin ipakita magkano ang budget per district, magkano ang budget per party list, at saan po ito napunta?
Siya ho ito sa mga gusto nilang pagtakpan diyan sa impeachment na yan itong si Vice President Sara Duterte. Usaping budget, sang-ayon ho tayo sa gustong mangyari na to ni Congressman Toby Tiangco na dapat mabuksan sa sambayan ng Pilipino kung saan nga ba napupunta yung perang pinagkakatiwala ng sambayan ng Pilipino diyan sa House of Representatives. Saan dinadala ng bawat distrito, representative, ang pondong pinagkakaloob sa kanila taon-taon. Dito sa video na to, kailangan na ho nating malaman yan. Saan ba dinadala ni Martin Romualdez yung pondong ipinagkakaloob sa kanya na sambayan ng Pilipino taon-taon? Yung kanyang travel expenses, MOOE, at kung ano-ano pang kabalbalan na budget na ginagamit ng mga congressman na to. Kudos kay Congressman Toby Tiangco. Kailangan ho talaga dyan sa hanay na yan, dyan sa mga congressman na yan. Ngayong mga panahon na to, merong tumayo para pag-usapan itong napakahalagang usapin na to ng budget. Ito, rekta na ho tayo dito kay Congressman Toby Tiangco. Ano tayo, ibalansi ho natin. Habang nag-i-impeachment, wag ho natin palampasin na hindi maibahagi sa ating mga kababayan yung mga nangyayari dyan sa Committee on Appropriation. Na kung saan ito ho, ito ho ang pinakamalapit na batas taon-taon na ipinapasa nila, pinakamalapit sa bituka ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Yun ay ang budget. Malapit din sa bituka ng mga crocodile kasi diyan sila kumukuha ng kanilang nanakawin. Bantayan ho natin to. Wag ho tayong magpa-distract. Yung impeachment, nandyan na yan. Ngayon, ang gusto kong mangyari nito mga walang yang politiko na to, makalimutan natin ang isa sa pinakamahalagang usapin ngayong mga panahon na to, at yan ang usapin ng budget. Bantayan ho natin ang magkanong makukuhang confidential and intelligence fund ni Marcos Jr., magkanong MOOE na naman ang ibibigay nila kay Martin Romualdez, gaano kalaking travel expenses ang ilalaan dyan sa House of Representatives, ang kanilang media bureau kung magkano ang kanilang ilalatag na ipamimigay dito sa mga mainstream media na nagko-cover sa House of Representatives. Marami ho tayong dapat bantayan dyan. Rekta ho tayo kay Congressman Toby. Kudos muna, palakpakan natin. Let's go, Congressman Toby Tiangco.
Past. Pero nakita ko po yung schedule.
May we now recognize from the Independent, Representative Toby Tiangco.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the Committee on Appropriation. Today po, nag-present po yung ating economic team, ang kanilang plans and programs at yung mga nagawa nila for the past. Pero nakita ko po yung schedule ng ating budget briefings sa pre-plenary. Wala po doon, hindi po nakaschedule yung House of Representatives.
Yan.
So is there a law that exempts the House of Representatives from presenting the budget to our colleagues before it goes into plenary?
Yan.
In previous years po, if I may respond to Representative Tiangco, in previous years po, there are certain agencies who do not have pre-plenary hearings. They go straight to plenary. So it's not just the House of Representatives or Congress of the Philippines in general. There's also SUCs. There are no pre-plenary deliberations. Even the other OEOs, the other executive offices po, hindi na po natin isinasalang sa pre-plenary budget hearings.
Pero po, Madam Chair, ang laki po ng budget ng House of Representatives, no?
Yan.
Nasa 30 plus billion. Halos kasing laki lang siya ng DOST.
30 plus billion budget ng House of Representatives. Pambira, kaya pala maraming pambayad itong mga crocodile na to doon sa kanilang mga private prosecutor eh. Kaya pala lahat ng naratibo sa mainstream media puro pabor dito sa administrasyon na to. 30 billion pala ang budget ng House. Pambira naman. Kaya pala tumatambay dyan si Ligutan at Kapunan.
So bakit
Joke
hindi po natin siya idaan sa pre-plenary hearing?
Kaya
Kasi
nga,
dapat natin malaman kung paano ginastos yung budget ng House
Yan.
noong 2025, paano ginagastos yung 2026, at ano po yung basihan ng 2027 budget proposal. At kadalasan, nagpropose po ang House ng insertion na mas malaki pa doon sa original budget. Just
Okay
like
ko.
20
Ganon. Original budget, tapos merong insertion na mas malaki pa doon. Halimbawa, 30 billion, minsan umaabot ng ilan, 40 billion yung insertion. Palakpakan ho natin yung mga kawataan ng mga congressman. Pambihira.
2026, no? 16 billion lang po ang NEP natin, pero ang total budget is 35 billion. So mas malaki pa. Tapos hindi man pre-present. Paano po kami magtatanong sa plenary kung hindi naman pre-present po sa budget briefing yung mga pinagkagastusan? So I would like to request, kung wala namang legal exemption o constitutional provisions that exempt the House of Representatives, we must go through exactly the same process as other departments. Dapat po ipresenta po yung budget ng House of Representatives
Yan.
kung wala po tayong tinatago.
Definitely po, Kong Toby, definitely wala po tayong tinatago.
Bakit hindi pinipresenta taon-taon na lang? Ang budget nyo dyan sa House of Representatives, lagi na lang sikreto. Lahat na lang ng ahensya mula sa Office of the President, Vice President, DOH, lahat ini-scrutinize nyo eh. Pero itong budget nito mga crocodile ho na to, nakakalungkot lang isipin na ganito lokohin nitong mga individual na to dyan sa House of Representatives, masambayan ng Pilipino. Huwag naman nung ganyan, masyado naman nung kayong garapal, di ba? Kung makapagtanong kayo sa bagay doon sa mga ahensya, kasi pagka yung isang congressman meron siyang interest doon sa ahensya na yun, pagka hindi pinagbigyan next budget deliberation talagang gigipitin nila yan. Yan na yung cycle sa bansa na to. Pagka hindi napagbigyan sa yung mga congressman sa iba't ibang ahensya na linalabi nila, makita tayo na next budget deliberation. Ganun ho yan. Worst case scenario, kung ikaw ang secretary, ay malaki issue, matindi-tinding issue ang kahaharapin mo. Anyway, labas na ho yan. Dito lang ho tayo sa budget. Ganyan ho kalala ang anomalya dyan sa House of Representatives. Ganyan ho talaga kalala. Nakakalungkot.
As was the case last year when the budget of the House was presented during plenary, tinayuan po ng isa po sa ating mga vice chairpersons, si Vice Chair Maricar Zamora, tinayuan niya po yung budget ng Congress of the Philippines, and we opened the deliberations on that. But if the request of the Honorable Chanco is to do a pre-plenary for Congress, we will submit that to the for consideration of the House leadership, because usually naman po it's something like it's not just the Congress of the Philippines budget. As I mentioned before, there are a lot of OEOs na other executive offices na hindi na po natin dinadaan sa plenary. So we will definitely submit that for the consideration of the House leadership.
Madam Chairman, why do we have to submit it? This is about transparency. This is about the budget of the House. May question na nga kung bakit MOOE natin by by certification. So bakit hindi natin ipakita kung paano ginastos? Yan lang naman ang tanong eh.
Kudos dito kay Congressman Toby.
Yes
Again-
or no?
Yes po. We are one with you, Representative Chanco, in
Ma'am, you are one with
pushing
me,
for
but you are just
transparency.
You're circling around the question. So I want to know bakit ayaw natin i-pre-plenary yung budget ng House of Representatives.
Kong Toby, just to be very clear, we are not saying no. We are saying that this is not a decision that I can make right now. That is subject to the
Hihintayin pa daw si Sandro Marcos.
consideration of the House leadership. So again po, I am not saying no. Again, we've done so many reforms to promote transparency. We've done the BARC, bukas na po lahat ng mga amyenda, pinapakita po natin line by line, not just in the House, in the level of the House of Representatives, but even at the level of the Bicameral Conference Committee, pinapakita na rin po natin lahat ng amendments. So again, if this is a push towards transparency, most definitely po, we will support this, but this is not a decision that we can make at the moment. This needs to be submitted for the consideration of the House leadership.
Madam Chair, you're not saying no, but you're not saying yes also. Diba? I mean, ano bang problema? What is the problem? Why don't we ask the House leadership? Nandyan man si Speaker, nandyan man si Madjo. Ba't di lang natin tanongin?
Yung kasi yung budget nila eh. Yung mga kukurakutin ng MOOE. Hindi pwedeng pakialaman yun, hindi pwedeng mapag-usapan yun. Malalaman ng sambayan ng Pilipino magkano ang allocated travel fund para kay Martin Romualdez, kay Boji D, kay ganito, kay ganyan. Diba? Kay Sandro Marcos, magkano kanyang MOOE. Hindi pwedeng mapag-usapan yun, Kontobi.
Again po, I am unable to say yes or no to that question because it is not my decision to make. I would have to again submit this for the deliberation of the House leadership, and we will rest assured po what the assurance that I can give. If it was within my jurisdiction, I would have been able to decide right here and now. But please give us some time to submit this for the decision and deliberation of the House leadership.
But that is no assurance at all. 2025 ang NEP po natin 16 billion. Nag-insert po ng 17 billion ng House. Naging 35 billion yung budget. 2026 ganun din. 17 billion ang NEP, 27 billion ang GAA. So ibig sabihin nag-insert ulit ng 10 billion. Tapos ayaw natin dumaan sa pre-plenary. So
Aray ko.
anong problema?
Kong to be, I would like to reiterate that this is not an insertion. This was deliberated in the plenary. Although there was no pre-plenary for the budget of the Congress of the Philippines, the deliberations on the budget of the Congress of the Philippines was opened up during the plenary. All members were given the opportunity to propound questions to the budget sponsor last year. So although there were no pre-plenaries for the Congress of the Philippines in the past budget hearings, meron pong pagkakataon ang lahat po ng mga miyembro na suriin yung budget ng Congress of the Philippines pagdating po ng plenary deliberation. So if again the request is to have a pre-plenary for the Congress of the Philippines budget for this year, I will most definitely po, the assurance that I could give at the moment is that I will submit it to the wisdom of the House leadership.
Kung ganun pala, pwede naman pala sa plenary lang magtanong, bakit pa natin sila pinadadaan sa pre-plenary? Tapos
Yan.
tayo, ayaw natin idaan yung sarili natin sa pre-plenary.
Aray ka.
Pwede naman pala, di ba? Kung yun ang sagot niyo, kasi last year, ganun, yung
Oo.
House hindi dumaan sa pre-plenary, tapos sinagot lahat ng tanong sa plenary. Bakit lahat ng departamento pinadadaan natin tapos tayo hindi?
Aray
Anong
ka.
pagkakaiba?
Madam Chair, point of order.
Go ahead po. Before I respond, yes,
My good friend
Representative Tony
Toby
Albano.
Chanco is talking about our
Kinakabahan itong si Tony Pet ata ito, si Tony Pet. Baka yung MOOE niya maapektuhan siguro.
pre-plenary actions that we can take up amongst ourselves and not waste time with a lot of members who are ready to talk and debate issues regarding the DBCC. So, with respect to my good friend Toby Chanco, the list is so long that I don't even know if I can ask questions primarily on the
Anong tatanong mo? Anong tatanong mo? Yung si GBCC na yan. Pambira. Kahit anong itanong nyo, di uunlad tong bansa na to kasi maraming kawatahan dyan sa hanay nyo. Diba? Anong tanong-tanong? Huwag na kayo magtanong pag may nangingi ng budget, ibigay nyo na. Pambihira naman, lumulubog naman ng Pilipinas eh. Wala namang kwenta yung mga tanong nyo. Wala namang mabuting na idudulot sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Yung mga tanong-tanong nyo dyan.
national and local concerns later on with our friends who have prepared this. And this has been an ongoing practice to have the DBCC. So if this is a concern, my point of order, Madam Chairs, if it is concern about scheduling, maybe we can take this up with the permission of Congressman Toby, with the leadership, and not waste the time of members and also
Bakit? Kinikilabutan ka ba dun sa mga sinasabi nitong si Congressman Toby Chanco? Ha? Malaki ba MOOE mo, Brad?
our guests here
Tatanong ako, di kita pinaparatangan.
in plenary. If that is okay, that is a point of order that I'd like to
Okay,
make.
if it's a point of order, I will explain and I would like the chair to rule. If it's a point of order, I will not appeal. I'm just saying, kanina po sinabi, 11 trillion po ang sinabmit. Binawasan po lahat ng departamento, ginawang hindi po dapat ibawas sa time ko yun. Kasi point of order po yan. Hindi po dapat ibawas sa oras ko yung sagot ko sa point of order niya dahil hindi ko po tanong yan. Okay, kanina po sinabi 11 trillion. Binawasan 7 trillion. So kaya natin pinapag-submit ang bawat departamento, sasabihin nila paano nila ginastos yung pera, nakabuti ba ito sa taong bayan. Yun po ang ginagawa sa pre-plenary. So paano po kami magtatanong dito sa plenaryo kung wala naman presentation ganun? Ano, huhulaan namin kung magkano yung nagastos? Anyway, I would like to request the chair to rule on the point of order. If you think I'm out of order, just say so.
Madam Chair, if I may be allowed
Before I rule on the point of order, I would first like to recognize Deputy Speaker Janet Green.
very quickly, Madam Chair. Unang
May MOOE din ho siguro to. Kasi kung transparency talaga, kung ikaw ay congressman, tatayo ka dyan, susugan mo yung sinasabi ni Congressman Toby Chanco. Yun kasi transparency. Pag-usapan natin ang budget ng House of Representatives. Di ba? Hindi yung parang kayo na lang inside job ang nangyayari.
araw po ito ng ating pre-plenary budget deliberations, and I believe the Honorable Chanco, whom we fully respect, has his point.
Dapat
The
lang.
Honorable Chair and the Honorable Albano also have their own
Sisibakin
points.
ganyan.
May I recommend, Madam Chair, that instead of ruling on matters that will create animosity, may I be allowed, Madam Chair, to propose the following: that the concern of the Honorable Chanco be referred to the Committee on Appropriations and be deliberated as soon as possible. And second, Madam Chair, if the Honorable Chanco will allow, that we now proceed with the deliberation of the DBCC, notwithstanding the fact that there are unanswered questions that the Committee on Appropriations are very much willing to answer, regardless of the decision of the leadership or whatever, because it's the committee that will respond. So, Madam Chair, if I may, again to reiterate, wag na po natin pagdebatihan yan kasi sayang po yung oras. We acknowledge
Hindi, sayang ang pera. Hindi sayang oras, sayang ang pera.
the Honorable Chanco. We also acknowledge the point of the Honorable Chairwoman and the Honorable Albano, one of our party leaders. But at the same time, I believe we have to move forward. So if the Honorable Chanco is amenable, may propose that his proposal be discussed by the Committee on Appropriations as soon as possible. But
Wag.
for the meantime, we all be allowed to proceed with the pre-plenary hearings of the DBCC.
Madam Chair, if I may reiterate,
With the indulgence of Representative Tiangco, I would first like to recognize Representative Tony Albano.
yes, Madam Chair, the point of order stays, and it's a
Albano.
long-standing tradition that the point of order has to be taken first. But I believe Representative Chanco has still that floor and time if he wants to use his 2 minutes or 5 minutes of his time to ask any relevant questions while the DBCCs and our guests are here. But if it's outside of that, I would really like to insist, if not
Meron din ho siguro ng MOO itong Antonio Tonipet Albano na to. Pangalan pa lang eh. Kahina-hinala na. Di joke lang. Kung masyadong kabahan.
I'm asking.
Hirap na pikon tong si Albano, no? Ba't ayaw nyo maging transparent ang budget ng House of Representatives? Bakit hindi ayaw nyo yung gusto mangyari na itong si Congressman Toby Tiangco? Maapektuhan ang budget ni Sandro Marcos, ni Martin Romualdez, ni Boji D. Kakadiri kayo.
Asking permission for my good friend Toby Tiangco to please. Everyone's stressed already. Everyone's trying to do a good job. We're trying to help our country and our economy move up. These are the relevant questions.
Sabihin mo sa mga kasama, huwag sila magnakaw kung gusto nilang umangat ang Pilipinas. Ganun lang. I-liquidate nila by resibo yung MOOE nila. Malaking tulong yun. Walang accountability eh. Pagka sinabi mo, yung, kunyari 1 milyon ninakaw ni Congressman A o Congressman B. Diba? Ngayon, sinabi niya, pinambili niya ng sandamukal na monoblock chair. Wala kang magagawa. Isi-certify lang yun. Kahit ninakaw niya ang pera. Ganun katindi yung MOOE nila. Certification lang ho. Walang resibo.
That we have prepared
Kapal na
ourselves
mukha, no?
to ask our guests. And if it's not relevant to the context of what we are discussing right now, then you have to rule in favor of the motions of the point of order that this is not exactly the forum for the cause of the good friend from Navotas, Congressman Tiangco, and then we can take it up right away if he wants with the leadership, with the speaker and the majority floor leader and the chairperson, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Albano. If our honorable colleague, Representative Tiangco, will be amenable to it, rather than ruling on the point of order, as proposed by Deputy Speaker Rin, this is a matter that we can take up within the executive committee of the Committee on Appropriations. So again, rather than take it up here during the DBCC, as I assured earlier, I give my assurance that I will raise this to the House leadership for deliberation and decision. And we will get back to you as soon as possible on the matter.
Paldo na naman si Boji D.
Madam Chair.
Langan naman, di ba?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Representative Arisa.
Yes, ang suggestion ko lang po, hindi lang po dapat siguro after deliberating with the executive committee, we should deliberate it in the plenary. Kasi po ang question dyan, yung equitability nung resources ng House, whether all representatives are meron pong kanya-kanyang pakinabang at yung sa sa budget at baka naman po kailangan po talaga equitable. Hindi ko naman po sinasabing equal, equitable yung distribution ng resources. So hindi lang po ito concern ng committee, concern po ng buong plenaryo. Salamat po.
Thank you, Representative Erice. Again, we acknowledge the point of the Honorable Erice and the Honorable Tiangco. And again, may I request for your kind indulgence to please give us time to raise it to the House leadership and within the committee on, and also for the committee on appropriations to make the appropriate action on the matter. If again, if with the kind indulgence of Representative Tiangco and Representative Erice.
Madam Chair, the reason I brought it up today is para magkaroon ng time mag-prepare yung House. Anyway, please rule on the point of order of the Deputy.
Yeah. Madam Chair, may I request for a few minutes suspension? May I request for a few minutes suspension?
Briefing is suspended. Please proceed with other questions that you have for our agencies present here today.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Ito, Madam Chair, last year, kaya kailangan ulitin to. Last year ko pa to tinanong. Nung third reading, and I even wrote you regarding this, no? Malaki po yung kontrobersya sa DPWH projects, no?
Yan.
I requested last year nung nag-third reading, I requested the chair na ilabas yung budget per districts at ilabas yung budgets per party list. Summarize, para alam natin magkano yung total per district at magkano yung total DPWH per party list at saan pumunta yon. Ngayon lumabas na po yung NEP ng DPWH. I am requesting again na sa NEP pa lang, i-post po natin sa ating website yung budgets per district para makita ng lahat yung mga budget ng DPWH per district at yung budget ng DPWH per party list at saan po ito napunta. Sasabihin ulit, hindi po ito kasama sa DBCC. Pero last year, kailan pa ako magkakaroon ng opportunity? Last year, tinanong ko yan nung third reading. Sumulat ako hanggang ngayon, walang sagot for the 2026.
Grabe
So
naman.
palampasin na natin yung 2026. 2027, bakit hindi po natin, kung talagang gusto natin ng transparency, bakit hindi natin ipakita magkano ang budget per district, magkano ang budget per party list, at saan po ito napunta?
Representative Tiangco, what is contained in the NEP? In the NEP itself, if you would look at the budget of DPWH, meron na rin naman pong mga totals doon per DEO. So there's a regional total. There's also a total per district engineering offices. So those information are actually already contained in the NEP itself and later on when the HGAB is filed.
Hindi po kaya i-total yun ng ordinaryong mamamayan, Madam Chair. 772 pages yun. Hindi mahanap yun. Why don't we make it easy for them na ipakita, okay, simula sa distrito na to, ito total budget, ito mga proyekto, ito total budget, ito. Tsaka doon, can you tell me, paano po hahanapin doon yung pinopose ng party list? How will we know sinong party list ang proponent dun sa budget na yon kung hindi po natin ilalabas?
Representative Tiangco, again, there are no proponents for the project. So like if you would look at the HGAB in the NEP, you would see that there are totals per district engineering offices. So there is actually no way to us to be able to create a summary of what are proposed by party list members as opposed to district representatives because there are no such thing as
Meron po yan, Madam Chair. Hindi naman tayo pinanganak ka.
Yan.
But again, po, the information that is being asked for, which would be the summary of the budget per district engineering office, per regional office, they're all contained there in the NEP. Within the DPWH budget itself. Makikita nyo po yun, naka-separate out po yan sa NEP. Within the DPWH budget, you already have the totals per district engineering office and in the annexes, you have there the line items in terms of the project. So lahat po ng impormasyon na yun, nandun na po yun sa NEP at sa HGAB.
Madam Chair, nakasulat po yun sa NEP pero hindi po nakatotal per district. Kaka-check ko lang po. Anyway, yun lang po hinihingi ko. So, pwede bang kasi yung DPWH budget is 772 pages. So kung hahanapin po yan ng mga kababayan natin, mahihirapan po sila. Hindi ba pwedeng padaliin natin, ihiwalayin lang natin yung mga proyekto per district? Yun lang po ang hiling ko. Pwede po ba?
Per district. Para magkaalaman nga agad. Per district tayo dyan, per district. Di ba? Tapos gusto nila, tapos hinahanap nila yung confidential fund ni BP Sara. Hindi nga alam na sambahay ng Pilipino kung saan napupunta yung pera pinagkakatiwala natin dito sa mga ulupong na to. Di ba? Hindi natin alam. Swansea, yung MOOE mo, liniquidate mo ba na maayos? Yung travel expenses si Martin Romualdez, medyo malungkot yung mga Biyernes Santo na mukha. Hindi nata tayo hindi nata tayo makaka-jackpot dito sa ano na to
May I differ
Kapal na mukha niyo.
for the answer?
Nakakaya kayo.
The expert on the matter, the vice chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations, defending the budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways, Representative Romeo Momo, to respond to the query of the Honorable Chanco.
Yes,
Momo.
Madam Chair, thank you. Ang totoo lang, in every DEO, mayroon tayong total budget and then mayroon ding nakaline ng mga projects, no? So, ang ibig sabihin siguro ni Honorable Chanco is yung mga nakalagay ng mga project ang ipa-scale natin, ano, i-post natin. But yung projects na yun, madaling hanapin sa mga DEOs, no? DEOs natin, in fact, sa mga accounts ng mga DEOs, yung mga yung Facebook accounts ng mga DEOs, nandoon naka-post yung ating mga projects.
Madam Chair, hindi po para sa atin yun, para sa kababayan natin, para madali nilang makita. Hindi po para sa akin. Dahil pag hiningin natin sa DO, ibibigay. Pero may mga projects po na nasa NCR, nasa region, hindi po siya nakatotal per district. Pero dapat yun, pasok dun sa district. So ang hinihingi ko lang po is pagsamahin, simplihan, para makita ng kababayan natin ano po yung budgets per district. Yun lang po.
Well, I think, Madam Chair, yung pinapost naman din ng mga regional offices at saka region is not for us, congressmen, but it is for everyone, especially doon sa constituents natin, doon sa ating mga distrito.
Madam Chair.
Madaling ma-access po yon sa lahat ng mga DEOs, mayroon silang...
Hindi, huwag ganun. DEOs. Gusto namin sa national television, pag-usapan natin lahat ng gusto pag-usapan nito si Congressman Toby Tiangco, madali. Ikaw magkano MOOE mo?
Publication.
Wala. Oh, very good. Wala ko natin siya. Wala daw sabi niya. Hindi ko alam.
Madam Chair, very quick clarification with the question of Kong Chanco. Yeah.
Yes, given that the time of the Honorable Chanco is up, yes, I would now like to recognize
Just a very
Deputy
quick-
Speaker Janet Guerin.
Quick clarification para lang pong malinawan. Hindi po kasi magkapareho ang DPWH District Engineering Office vis-a-vis sa Congressional District Office. And sometimes it's a misnomer kasi yung ibang congressional district, akala mo halos walang budget, but actually hindi kapareho nung District Engineering Office and yung Congressional District Office. So if I may, Madam Chair, may we request for purposes of answering the Honorable Chanco that he be instead furnished a total allocation on a regional basis that will be more reflective of equitable distribution if indeed it is.
Madam Chair, since the Honorable Garina replied to my manifestation, can I be given a chance to reply?
Yes. Go ahead, Representative Chanco. We'll give you, with the indulgence of the other House members who are listed for interpellation, may we give the Honorable Tiangco time to manifest? Would that be amendable? Okay, with the concurrence of the other House members, Honorable Tiangco, go ahead po.
Madam Chair, the only reason I will manifest is because there was a reply. No? Otherwise, I would have been finished. No, yun lang nga po. It's exactly the reason why. Kasi nga iba po yung District Engineering Office, iba po yung Congressional District. Kaya nga ang sinasabi ko, palabasin kung ano yung budget per congressional district. Kasi nga po, yung per district engineering office does not mean na yun po yung budget sa distrito na yun. So yung sinasabi po ni Congresswoman Garin, yan po ang precise reason na gusto ko hiwalay siya per district. Yun lang po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Tiangco. Thank you, Representative Garin. We will again relay this.
Madam
This is a
Chair.
matter for DPWH.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Representative Arisa.
very brief interjection. Importante lang po. I think the DBCC can answer that question. Kasi dumadaan lahat ng budget, binabawasan nga nila yung allocation. For example, for DPWH, may mga regional, national, district allocations. So ano pong basis ng DBCC? Anong parameters in determining ano yung mga proyekto na importante in terms of need, in terms of population, in terms of land area? Ano po ba ang basis nitong mga allocations na ito per district, per region, at yung mga national projects? Meron po kayong parameters niyan?
Okay, we'll allow Secretary Kim to respond very quickly, and then we'll move to our next interpellator from the majority. Go ahead, Sec Kim.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, as to the evaluation metric used, well, number one po, as per our evaluation, ang natanggap po natin ng mga proposal mula sa DPWH ay naka-arrange according to the implementing unit, which are district engineering offices. So ito po yung ating ginamit sa pag-evaluate, gayon din po sa paglagay po at pagrekomenda ng amount na napunta po sa National Expenditure Program. As to the requisite formula, number one po, we will defer to DPWH on a more detailed or specific formula dahil po sa level po ng DBM, pangunahin po sa aming naging evaluation yung implementation readiness ng bawat isang proposal, completeness po ng mga dokumento na magpupruweba na the projects submitted and part of the NEP are implementation ready at kompleto po yung mga dokumento mula sa project profile, program of works, gayon din po yung tamang geotagging dahil dito po nakabatay yung ating layunin na masiguro na maiwasan o mawala po yung posibilidad na maging mga ghost projects muli po yung mga proyektong nakasaad po sa NEP. So ito po yung naging pangunahin na metric na ginamit po ng DBM in evaluating the public works proposal submitted by the DPWH.
Thank you. SecChem will now move to our next interpellator from the majority, Representative Salvador Plato.
Thank you, Madam Chair, to our dear colleagues and our esteemed guests from DBCC and their staff. Magandang hapon na po sa inyo lahat. Madam Chair, alam naman natin na I am from Bulacan.
Nako,
I was happy
pag narinig, kaano-ano mo si Joel Villanueva?
to hear President Bongbong Marcos
Oh,
in his last SONA that the partial operations of the North-South commuter rail system will begin last quarter of 2027. Ulitin ko po, last quarter of 2027. This partial operation will cover West Valenzuela City to Malolos City or 25 kilometers sa 7 stations na manggagaling po ng Valenzuela papuntang Malolos. To achieve this partial operation, how much funding did DOTR request for this segment of NACR for 2027? And how much was allotted in the National Expenditure Program? I really hope, Madam Chair, the Secretary of DBM, you match the President's desire of the partial operation of the North-South commuter system in Bulacan with appropriate funding and timely release of the budget. At nasabi din ng ating Pangulo na the other segment, yung manggagaling naman sa Malolos, papuntang Clark, will be operational by 2028. How much did the DOTR request for this segment also? At magkano po ang nailocate talaga sa NEP? Alam ko, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, na during the time of Secretary Bautista, panahon pa ni Undersecretary Cesar Chavez, napag-usapan na namin po ito. Kaya sana yung ating pinapangako ng ating Pangulo at inaasa, nakikinig po ang buong Bulacan at buong Region 3 hanggang Pampanga. Thank you. I would like to address this question to our Secretary of the Budget. Secretary De Leon, please.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, alinsunod po sa naging pronouncement ng ating Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. na siguraduhin ang partial operability ng North-South Commuter Railway, particular na po ang northern segment. As a matter of fact, ito pong proyekto na ito ang may pinakamataas na increase kung ikukumpara po natin yung 2026 GAA level up to the 2027 NEP level. So for the information po ng ating Honorable Plato, for North-South Commuter Railway, ito po ay magkasama na po yung north portion and even the south portion dahil isang system po ito. Ang total proposal for the 2027 NEP is at 123.843 billion pesos. Mas mataas po ng 95 billion doon po sa kanyang 2026 GAA level or about 330% increase. Ang increase na ito po ay may layunin na matupad nga po yung ating target na partial operability ng northern segment. Kaya po kailangan pong mapabilis yun pong ongoing construction work para matupad po yung target natin na partial operability by end of 2027.
Secretary, dapat siguro at be technical man also. Kailangan yung binigyan ng kapapropose dito kasi 123.84 billion. Ito ba ilan yun sa first segment ang proposal at saka ilan ho sa second segment? Gusto ko lang malaman po kasi kailangan talaga matapos sana ito at inaasahan po namin sa Bulacan saka sa Pampanga. Kailangan yung pondo nito huwag sana mabawasan, Madam Chair at saka Secretary De Leon.
Honorable Chair, Your Honor, bagamat hindi po available sa amin sa ngayon yung breakdown between the North and the South segment, in our discussions po, kung mababalikan po namin ng tama, malaking bahagi po ditong proposal is really for the Northern segment. Alinsunod po sa pronouncement po ng ating Pangulo. But we'll get back to you on the exact figure, Your Honor, as to the breakdown of the 123.84 billion of the NECR system broken down based on the North segment and the South segment, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Secretary, for that response. I will just take advantage, Madam Chair. Nandito ang Secretary ng DepEd, Secretary Balisacan. In connection to the very timely and urgent struggles of our fellow Filipinos in the rising electricity rates. Kaya gusto kong may tanong sa ating Secretary Balisacan kung mayroon po tayong statistics o datos na nagpapakita kung gaano kalaki ang bahagi ng budget ng isang pamilyang Pilipino ang napupunta sa kuryente. At lalo na sa mga mamamayan natin, mga pamilyang mabababa ang kinikita. At kapag tumataas ang presyo ng kuryente, ano ang nakikita nating pagbabago sa consumer behavior? Binabawasan ba ng pamilya ang kanilang konsumo sa kuryente? O alam naman natin, it's a basic necessity. Napipilitan lang silang magbawas ng gastos sa ibang pangangailangan gaya ng sa pagkain, edukasyon, healthcare, iba pa. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Representative Plato, may I clarify to which agency that question is directed?
Secretary Balas, DepEd po, sa DepEd, Madam.
Yeah,
Sa-
the household spending ho sa kuryente is quite sensitive sa price of electricity. The share of the share of electricity cost expenditures of a typical household, an average household in the Philippines is 5.3%. 5.3%. And that represents about something like 17,057 pesos per year. Average, it's much lower for the lower income groups.
Madam Chair, salamat po sa inyong tugon, Secretary. Isang tanong na lang po, para mas maunawaan na rin namin dito sa Kongreso, nais ko po sanang makuha ang kasagutan ng aking susunod na tanong sa Central Bank of the Philippines. Nandito po sila. Since the prices of our goods and services are largely dependent on the prices of electricity, kasi ang mga industrial at mga manufacturing sectors ay gumagamit din ng electricity in their production. Kumbaga, interrelated po ang mga sektor na ito sa paggalaw ng kuryente sa ating bansa. Habang pataas ng pataas ang kuryente, pataas din ng pataas ang presyo ng bilihin. Dahil kailangan maipasa ito ng mga sektor sa nabanggit kong mga consumers. At ang pagdaloy o pass-through ay nagdudulot ng pagtaas ng inflation. How does the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas resolve these issues of rising inflation? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Deputy Governor, may you please respond?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are talaga naman hong sinusubaybayan din namin yung mga paggalaw ng iba't ibang components noong ating Consumer Price Index na kung saan yun yung nagiging batayan sa pag-compute ng ating inflation rate. Isa na ho dito yung sa electricity rates. So tinitingnan ho namin yun at tinitingnan din ho kung ito ba ay nagdudulot ng tinatawag na spillover sa iba pang mga presyo, yung paggalaw ng mga iba pang presyo na binibili ng ating mga kababayan. Ito ho ay
lang kwenta, nagbobolahan lang ho sila. Ganito lang ho kasimple yan. Yung gusto ni Congressman Toby Tiangco, bago natin pag-usapan ng budget ng kung sino man ahensya ng pamahalaan, umpisahan natin sa budget ng House of Representatives. As always, maraming salamat po sa